Coming up on UGTV, Board of Commission meeting of the Unified Government of Wyandotte County, Kansas City, Kansas.
Thankful for a late game start. This is just a reworking of an Old Testament psalm. God may endow those who govern with your justice, those who are in charge with your righteousness. May they govern your people in righteousness and your afflicted ones with justice. May the mountains bring prosperity to the people. May the flint hills bear the fruit of righteousness. May those who govern defend the afflicted among the people and save the children of the needy. May they crush the oppressors. May they endure as long as the sun, as long as the moon, through all generations. May those who have authority be like rain falling on a mown field, like showers watering the earth. In their days, may the righteous flourish and prosperity abound till the moon is no more. For these people will deliver the needy who cry out and the afflicted who have no one to help. They will take pity on the weak and the needy and save the needy from death. These rulers will rescue them from oppression and violence, for precious is their blood in his sight. May grain abound throughout the land, on the tops of the hills may it sway. May the crops flourish like Lebanon and thrive like the grass of the field. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Reverend May. It's always a pleasure. I would ask the clerk if there's any revisions to tonight's agenda.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. Under the administrator's agenda, there is an announcement, and it's the rescheduling of the MARC presentation regarding the I-70, I-670 loop alternative study. That's the only revision.
Okay. I note that there has also been passed out for the Economic Development and Finance Standing Committee some additional information for next Monday's meeting. Yes, sir. Okay, so those of you that are on that, be aware. Our first order of business is the mayor's agenda. We have the presentation of the 2016 AAA Kansas Community Traffic Safety Silver Award.
And Mayor Pro Tem, I've been advised that that has been bumped up to a gold award.
All right. Well, congratulations. It's been bumped to a gold. Could I ask that a representative from AAA come to the podium to present the award? And
well, I'm a representative from KDOT. I was telling the clerk earlier, believe it or not, a computer messed up and totaled up the numbers wrong. So I found out day before yesterday that it should have been a gold and not a silver. So I will be presenting them with a silver award tonight, but will be changed as soon as I receive the new plaque. Mr. Mayor, City Councilman, I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight to present this award to your police department. I'm one of 4 law enforcement liaisons across the state of Kansas. There's 2 state troopers, retired state troopers, and 2 retired sheriff's officers. I'm retired from the Johnson County Sheriff's Office. And the other sheriff's officer and I always laughed that the 2 retired state troopers always wanted to be cops, but they had to settle for being a state trooper. So, but we all 4 get along. The 4 of us travel the state of Kansas and talk to our different law enforcement agencies, and we pick out the agencies that we feel are going beyond what they need to for traffic safety. And tonight, your police department is one of 25 police departments across the state of Kansas, and one of a total of 32 law enforcement agencies that are receiving one of these awards. Now, that may not sound like very high, but they're one of over 300 law enforcement agencies across the state of Kansas. So, to me, that's a pretty good number. We work with AAA on these awards, and they're being recognized for having a community-based traffic safety committee that identifies traffic safety problems and formulates solutions. They also are recognized for having a departmental policy requiring the use of seat belts. And believe it or not, in western Kansas, we still have law enforcement agencies that are not wearing seat belts in the patrol cars. So we should feel privileged to where we live. They're recognized for assisting with both the Safe Routes to Schools program and providing direction and control during the walking school bus. They are also heavily involved with a highly effective Kansas high school program called SAFE, Seatbelts Are For Everyone. And this program, with this age group of kids, they're the highest percentage that we have in the state of Kansas right now for wearing their seatbelts. So they're doing an outstanding job. In education, they receive points for their child safety seat technician certification classes and their fitting stations that they operate, and points towards their award for the Drive Wisely Wyandotte. Proof of their superior efforts is adult seatbelt use is on the rise from 83% in 2013 to 85% now. Teen belt use has risen steadily from 44% to 86% in 5 years. That's a large leap. So like I say, this SAFE program is really helping us out. Child passenger seat use has also continued to steadily rise. It's up to 88%. And fatalities dropped from 27 in 2012 to 17 in 2015. Now, unfortunately, our fatalities were sky high last year, and as of, I believe it was Monday, we were 13 higher than we were at the same time last year. So we're not on a very good track right now. So, Mr. Mayor, City Council, I'd like to present the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department with their Gold Award.
Can we get a photo? Yeah, would you guys group together in presenting the award? Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you for coming in, too, to present the award. That takes us to the consent agenda. Does any member of the commission, staff, or citizen in attendance tonight wish to set aside an item on tonight's consent agenda?
Move to approve as submitted.
Second.
It doesn't appear there's anybody coming forward. All right. We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Roll call, Bynum.
Aye.
Townsend.
Aye.
McKiernan.
Aye.
Murguia.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Markley.
Aye.
Walters. Philbrook.
Aye.
Motion carries 8-0.
Well, I don't vote. Go. Okay. Next, we have 3 items under the Standing Committee agenda. These were presented to the Administration and Human Services Standing Committee this past Monday and received a unanimous vote of approval to be fast-tracked to tonight's meeting. The first item is a lead-based paint hazard control grant as part of our SOAR initiative. I would ask Commissioner Markley if she has any comments Were you-
Actually,
That's Commissioner
Or-
Mayor Pro Tem, I chaired that committee for Commissioner Markley.
Okay, Commissioner McGee, if you have any comments on this?
I don't have any comment, and since there was unanimous approval in their grant request, is there a requirement of a public hearing on this? Okay, then, and is it okay to make a motion to approve all three items? Or do I need to have individual motions for these items that are,
Hold one at a time. What do you, Mr. Moore?
Your vote's gonna be the same on all three, you can do all three, go ahead and do that.
I'd like to do all three, so I make a motion for all three.
Second.
All right, I guess since we only have two visitors in the gallery tonight, if either of you would like to say anything about this, I'll give you an opportunity to do so. Otherwise, we have a motion and second. Roll call, please.
Roll call, Bynum.
Aye.
Townsend.
Aye.
McKiernan.
Aye.
Regia.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Markley. Walters. Philbrick.
Aye.
Motion carries 8-0 on all three.
All right, we now come to the administrator's portion of the agenda. I will turn it over to Mr. Bach.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, Commission. The blue sheet we put in place tonight was really just to give you an update on where we were with the Mid-America Regional Council. They were going to come over today and offer a presentation about what was going on with the I-70-670 loop project that they've been working on. And essentially, this was a project where they were looking at, the city was looking at the Broadway Bridge. Mark started to take a greater look at this project to understand if there were other alternatives that they wanted to look at across the downtown area as it pertains to connecting to Kansas. We're all set to move forward with this as they're looking at the alternatives. However, MoDOT came back with some changes to the city just recently and pushed them a little bit on where they're at with the current Broadway Bridge. In fact, they put some money to it, put some requirements of where they have to reach in 2019. So it's changed the dynamic of what Mark has got to do with this study. So they're going to go back and kind of reevaluate where they're at and determine whether they want to come back with a similar presentation or a little bit different, but it's really made an impact on where they were. So the timeliness is that has changed. And I just wanted to give that information to you. We're not offering a presentation or replacing it or explaining what they were doing. I just wanted to try to explain what changed in that equation and why we did not have that presentation this evening.
Okay, very good. I believe that concludes our agenda. If there's no objections, I hereby adjourn the meeting.